1Q84 by Haruki Murakami. Book 3, Chapter 30. Tango, if I'm not mistaken. After they left the park, they walked out onto the main street and hailed a cab. Aomame told the driver to take them to Sangenjaya via Route 246. For the first time, Tango noticed what Aomame was wearing. She had on a light-coloured spring coat, too thin for this cold time of year. The coat was belted in front. Underneath was a nicely tailored green suit. The skirt was short and tight. She had on stockings and lustrous high heels, and carried a black leather shoulder bag. The bag was bulging and looked heavy. She wasn't wearing any gloves, or a muffler, or rings, or necklace, or earrings. No hint of perfume. To Tango, what she had on and what she had omitted looked entirely natural. He could think of nothing that needed to be added or removed. The taxi sped down Ring Road 7 toward Route 246. Traffic was flowing along unusually smoothly. For a long time after they got in the taxi, the two of them didn't speak. The radio in the taxi was off, and the young driver was very quiet. All the two of them heard was the ceaseless, monotonous hum of tires. Aomame leaned against Tango, still clutching his large hand. If she let go, she might never find him again. Around them, the night city flowed by like a phosphorescent tide. "There are several things I need to say to you," Aomame said after a while. "I don't think I can explain everything before we arrive there. We don't have that much time, but maybe if we had all the time in the world, I still couldn't explain it." Tango shook his head slightly. There was no need to explain everything now. They could fill in all the gaps later as they went, if there were indeed gaps that needed to be filled. Tango felt that as long as it was something the two of them could share, even a gap they had to abandon or a riddle they never could solve, he could discover a joy there, something akin to love. "What do I need to know about you at this point?" Tango asked. "What do you know about me?" Aomame asked in return. "Almost nothing," Tango said. "You're an instructor at a sports club. You're single. You've been living in Koenji." "I know almost nothing about you too," Aomame said, "though I do know a few small things. You teach maths at a cram school in your yogi. You live alone, and you're the one who really wrote Air Chrysalis." Tango looked at her face, his lips parted in surprise. There were very few people who knew this about him. Did she have some connection with the cult? "Don't worry, we're on the same side," she said. "If I told you how I came to know this, it would take too long. But I do know that you wrote Air Chrysalis together with Eriko Fukada, and that you and I both entered a world where there are two moons in the sky. And there's one more thing. I'm carrying a child. I believe it's yours. For now, these are the important things you ought to know." "You're carrying my child?" The driver might be listening, but Tango wasn't worried about it at this point. "We haven't seen each other in 20 years, Aomame said. "But yes, I'm carrying your child. I'm going to give birth to your child. I know it sounds totally crazy." Tango was silent, waiting for her to continue. "Do you remember that terrible thunderstorm in the beginning of September?" "I remember it well," Tango said. "The weather was nice all day, then after sunset it turned stormy, with wild lightning. Water flowed down into the Akasaka Mitsuke station, and they had to shut down the subway for a while. The little people are stirring," Fukadi had said. "I got pregnant the night of that storm," Aomame said, But I didn't have those sorts of relations with anyone on that day, or for several months before and after. She paused and then waited until this reality had sunk in, then continued. But it definitely happened that night, and I'm certain that the child I'm carrying is yours. I can't explain it, but I know it's true. The memory of the strange sexual encounter he had with Fukeri that night came back to him. Lightning was crashing outside, huge drops of rain lashing the window. The little people were indeed stirring. He was lying there, face up in bed, his whole body numb, and Fukeri straddled him, inserted his penis inside her, and squeezed out his semen. She'd looked like she was in a complete trance. Her eyes were closed from start to finish as if she were lost in meditation. Her breasts were ample and round, and she had no pubic hair. The whole scene was unreal, but he knew it had really happened. The next morning, Fukeri had acted as if she had no memory of the events of the previous night, or else tried to give the impression that she didn't remember. To Tengo, it had felt more like a business transaction than sex. On that stormy night, Fukeri used his body to collect his semen, down to the very last drop. Even now, Tengo could recall that strange sensation. Fukeri had seemed to become a totally different person. "There's something I recall," Tengo said dryly. "Something that happened to me that night, that logic can't explain." Aomame looked deep into his eyes. "At the time," he went on, "I didn't know what it meant. Even now, I'm not sure. But if you did get pregnant that night, and there's no possible explanation for it, then the child inside you has to be mine." Fukeri must have been the conduit. That was the role she had been assigned, to act as the passage linking Tengo and Aomame, physically connecting the two of them over a limited period of time. Tengo knew this must be true. "Someday I'll tell you exactly what happened then," Tengo said, "but right now I don't think I have the words to explain it." "But you really believe it, right? That the little one inside me is your child?" "From the bottom of my heart," Tengo said. "Good," Aomame said. "That's all I wanted to know. As long as you believe that, then I don't care about the rest. I don't need any explanations." "So you're pregnant?" Tengo asked again. 4 months along," Aomame said, guiding his hand to rest on her belly. Tengo was quiet, seeking signs of life there. It was still very tiny, but his hand could feel the warmth. "Where are we moving on to? You, me, and the little one?" "Somewhere that's not here," Aomame replied. "A world with only one moon. The place where we belong, where the little people have no power." "Little people?" Tengo frowned slightly. "You describe the little people in detail in their chrysalis, what they look like, what they do." Tengo nodded. "They really exist in this world," Aomame said, "just like you described them." When he had rewritten the novel, he had thought the little people were merely the figment of the active imagination of a 17-year-old girl, or that they were at most a kind of metaphor or symbol. But Tengo could now believe that the little people really existed, that they had real powers. "Not just the little people," Aomame said, "but all of it really exists in this world. Air chrysalises, Maza and Daughter, 2 moons. And you know the pathway out of this world. We'll take the pathway I took to get into this world, so that we can get out of it. That's the only exit I can think of." She added, "Do you have the manuscript of the novel you're writing?" "Right here," Tengo said, lightly tapping the russet-coloured bag slung over his shoulder. It struck him as strange. How did she know about this? Aomame gave a hesitant smile. I just know. It looks like you know a lot of things, Tengo said. It was the first time he had seen her smile. It was the faintest of smiles, yet he felt the tides start to shift all over the world. He knew it was happening. Don't let go of it, Aomame said. It's very important for us. Don't worry, I won't. We came into this world so that we could meet. We didn't realize it ourselves, but that was the purpose of us coming here. We faced all kinds of complications, things that didn't make sense, things that defied explanation. Weird things, gory things, sad things, and sometimes even beautiful things. We were asked to make a vow, and we did. We were forced to go through hard times, and we made it. We were able to accomplish the goal that we came here to accomplish. But danger is closing in fast. They want the daughter inside of me. You know what the daughter signifies, I imagine. Tengo took a deep breath. You're having our daughter, yours and mine. I don't know all the details of whatever principles behind it, but I'm giving birth to a daughter, either through an air chrysalis or else I'm the air chrysalis, and they're trying to get a hold of all three of us to make a new system so they can hear the voice. But what's my role in this, assuming I have a role beyond being the father of the daughter? You are, Aomame began, and stopped. The next words wouldn't come. There were several gaps that remained, gaps they would have to work together over time to fill in. I decided to find you, Tengo said, but I couldn't. You found me. I actually didn't do anything. It seems, how should I put it, unfair. Unfair? I owe you a lot, but in the end, I wasn't much help. You don't owe me anything, Aomame said firmly. You're the one who guided me this far. In an invisible way, the two of us are one. I think I saw that daughter, Tengo said, or at least what the daughter signifies. It was you as a 10-year-old, asleep inside the faint light of an air chrysalis. I could touch your fingers. It only happened once. Aomame leaned her head on Tengo's shoulder. We don't owe each other anything. Not a thing. But what we do need to worry about is protecting this little one. They're closing in, almost on top of us. I can hear their footsteps. I won't let anyone else get the two of you, you or the little one. Now that we've met each other, we've found what we're looking for when we came to this world. This is a dangerous place. But you said you know where there's an exit. I think so, Aomame said, if I'm not mistaken. End of chapter.